What's going on, YouTube? Drano's back at it again, bringing you guys another. Oh, I've been waiting to get one of those in. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been able to do that. But it's Drano's back at it again, bringing you guys another video. So back at it here, Madden 21, as always. I do apologize for the lack of uploads the last week. I was in the process of preparing and then competing in the Madden Classic, and let's just say it wasn't the best showing, I'll be honest. But I mean, now that I think about it, regs is just not my cup of tea, I guess, when it comes to competing. It wasn't always like that, but I think, with me being so focused on MUT, it definitely kind of took away from the time that I really committed to playing regs, and that's on me. That falls on me. But I didn't deserve to go that far. I just didn't put in enough preparation, and that falls on me. I definitely don't want that to happen again at any point. But one announcement that I will make. So for those guys who are used to seeing me stream on next gen, that is no more. We are done with next gen. I just feel like I'd rather deal with all the stuff that comes with current gen than the stuff that it comes with next gen. Next gen, I don't know what it is. There's just more fluke that happens, and just stuff that just doesn't make sense that happens on next gen. At least if I'm gonna get my head beat in, then let me play at least some good comp on current gen. But I just needed something different. Just next gen I was just burnt out on next gen, I'll say that much. And that's coming from someone that's been placing consistently, top 100 in weekend league, week in and week out and month to month, really. So it's going to be kind of a change. For those who don't know, so I did go ahead. I secured top 100 though for the month of February. That's the only thing that kind of kept me sticking around for next gen. Is I started the first week and then didn't realize that you couldn't transition until until the next month. So I was like, you know what, let me just finish things strong, at least finish top 100, and I did. So be on the lookout for a top 100 weekend league rewards video. I pray that I don't get shafted nearly as bad as I did last time. If you guys know, you guys know. And if you guys didn't see that video, I'll try to link it somewhere out here. It was pretty horrendous. So let's just hope, fingers crossed, that we can get better rewards. So as you can see, an update before I go ahead and jump into the video. We have a lot of coins. We have 4 million coins. And the reason for that is I am starting a new theme team. I'm sure you guys could probably guess what theme team I'm going to do. But if you guys don't know and you guys want to take a guess, drop a comment down below. I think I've told a few people as far as what kind of theme team we're going to be rocking the rest of the way. I just want to go back to having fun, man. Like Madden, you would think it would be fun just to build whatever team you want and just go from there, but no, it's just super sweaty as it is. So I'm at that point where, listen, if I'm gonna get blurred, I want to at least get blurred using a team that I want. So don't get me wrong, the Washington football team and the Oakland Raiders team is super OP, but it got stale after a while just having the same guys just make plays. And don't get me wrong, it would help, but I definitely want to try to see some new faces on this field and see if we could still, rock them and still, finish top 100, especially on current gen, because that's going to be a challenge in itself. I know with current gen, I mean, you have to get at least 20 wins, I think, to be able to get top 100. So that'll be a challenge for me. But enough of me ranting. Obviously, you guys are here because you clicked on the title of the video. So now that the Madden Classic is over, no more regs, we're back into MUT. We're playing in the Madden Challenge. So for those who are not familiar, the format for the Madden Challenge is going to be on MUT Draft. And if you guys are not sure what MUT Draft is, I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'd highly encourage you, if you're not familiar with it, jump into it right now. You kind of can't see it because my face cam's blocking, but let me just take my face cam here off just for a second here, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So like I said before, MUT Draft right here, this option right here, it's where it has Michael Thomas and Christian McCaffrey. This is what you're going to want to mainly focus on for at least for the next couple weeks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a draft here with you and just kind of give you some strategies to think about. Some of these things you've probably already heard of, some of these things you might. So if you guys did pick up something from this video, first of all, hit the like button. And if you guys are looking forward to drafts, because I am going to be posting some draft gameplays, since I am going to be playing it anyways, consider subscribing to the channel. So let's go ahead, walk through a draft, and just kind of give you my thought process as far as what's going to help you succeed at the highest level, especially when it comes to mud drafts. So I'll just do a play a friend solo. If you guys want to just practice just doing drafts, just do the play a friend, because it'll let you, if I'm not mistaken, it should let you just reset it. I know you might have to wait a certain amount of time, but this is what you're going to want to focus on. So play a friend, like I said, you can just practice your drafts here before the big deal. So for those who don't know, first round, obviously it's the coach's round. This is probably the most important part of the draft. It's obviously picking your playbooks. Now, for those who don't know, whatever team that you get here, that's going to be your playbook. So if you're going to pick Zach Taylor, you'll get the Bengals offense, defense. If you pick the Steelers, you'll get the Steelers offense, defense, and the same thing with the Jags. Now, I know for me, and what I would encourage you to do, and I picked this up from a good friend of mine in the community, Michael Skimbo. I remember back whenever he was doing the Madden 16 challenge, he basically found, or was it, I believe it was the Madden 16 challenge, if I'm not mistaken. It was his first, one of his first major tournaments, live events in the MCS. And I remember whenever he talked about his strategy of, what went into his draft, and basically what his thought process is try to find a formation that is in a lot of playbooks, and thus, and if you really want to think of it this way, that's kind of how Shotgun Bunch was kind of born. Now, I'm not sure if he really ran it before then. He may have, but this is where where Bunch was really just kind of the next thing, the thing that really put him in the next level. So take that same mindset, I would say, just because I feel like if you can run with what you're comfortable with, that's going to put you at an advantage. So if you're more of a trips guy, run trips. If you're more of a bunch guy, run bunch. Find a formation that's common in a lot of playbooks, because the last thing you want is to have one specific formation that you lab and it's only in like one or two playbooks. You don't want that. You want to try to find something that's going to help, something that you can find in multiple playbooks. That way, from there, once you have a formation you're comfortable with, then you can focus on the defense and find the defense that's going to work best for you. Or vice versa. If you're more of a defensive player and you like certain formations over others and you want to prioritize defense, then hey, that's definitely not a bad idea either. And you're probably wondering, well, like, do I have to keep going back and forth, between, because what a lot of people used to do is they would just go, they would see the playbooks that they'd get, and then they'd back out, go to the playbooks menu and look through the playbooks. But I got a solution for you guys. Let me go ahead and show you. So for those who are not aware, I'm kind of shocked if you're not aware, but it's okay. I'm not expecting every single person to know. If you guys aren't aware, there is a website called huddle.gg, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, used to be called playbook.gg, but then Zan kind of broke off from there. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, but this is a good website if you want to just take a look at all the offenses and defenses all in one place. That way you're not having to like go back and forth between, the MUT draft and then the playbooks in this case. So as you guys can see, let me try to zoom in here a little bit just so you guys can see it a little bit better here. So as you guys can see, you have all the offenses, have all the defenses. Now, I will say in MUT draft, at least from previous experience, the alternate playbooks are not available. So I wouldn't really get too comfortable with any of these. Really just focus on the team playbooks. That's what's going to be your best bet. Now, you guys saw I had Bengals, Steelers, and Jags. Now, I'll tell you right off rip, because I have played a little bit of MUT draft previously this year. The Jags I know has bunch. So let me go ahead, take a look at Jags. Oh, that's their defense. My bad. Let's take a look at the Jags offense. So they have bunch. They have single back bunch. Okay, that's not what we want. We want shotgun bunch. So they have bunch offset. Okay, so similar bunch formation. Let's take a look, see what they've got. So they got bench pivot, good solid play. They got counter, aka the pit bull. For those who watch Skimbo's stream, they've got flood. They've got deep dig, which is a popular play because of this route right here, this slot receiver route. That you can get out of only a handful of other playbooks. Then you've got a screen. I didn't realize it had a draw. I wish draws were a little bit more usable, because I'll be honest, I don't think draws are usable. You got spacing, you got verts, obviously you got Z spot, and then Z spot and go, which Z spot and go is actually one of my favorite plays, especially when it comes to man. And actually, you know what? Crazy enough, the Bengals, as you guys can see here, and that's one of the cool things about this website too, is that if you like this specific formation, it'll allow you to see what other teams have it. So in this case, we are fortunate. So not only did we get Jags, but we got the Bengals that actually have it. So let me just take a look, just curious. Let's see the Bengals bunch and see how it compares. So looking here, I mean, you've got bench pivot still. You still got the pit bull. You've got flood. You got curl flat, which is a little bit different. It's a decent play. It's just I'm not sure how I feel about this, the corner route. I know it is a long developing corner route. So I feel like the biggest differentiator is obviously the deep dig. I think that's kind of the thing that kind of gets this playbook to kind of pop off. So I think in this case, I would probably go Jags, and I do like that they have bunch open offset. I do run that whenever I was running Washington's playbook, so I'm already kind of familiar with there. And then really from there, just look up other formations that you feel like you can kind of freestyle out of, because I'm going to tell you this right now, when it comes to Mud Draft, in my personal opinion, I feel like Mud Draft is the best mode when it comes to showing who has the ability to kind of freestyle and adjust. I think that's what it really shows in this case. So in this case, I would probably go with the Jags just based off of the fact that I like their bunch. So let's go ahead, go back into our game here, pick the Jags playbook, and we'll go ahead and move on from there. All right, so one thing you guys got to know is that in Mud Draft, as opposed to like when I first started, like you weren't guaranteed anything previously in Mud Draft. Now, because everyone kind of complained, you basically get guaranteed everything in terms of positions. And they do update the player pool each and every time. So what you want to do is you want to, try to find out what players are going to fit your scheme. So if you want to have more of a run-centric offense, obviously you might want to prioritize linemen and running backs and tight ends as opposed to receivers. Whereas if you're someone like me who wants to run a bunch, obviously 3 receivers, tight end, and a good quarterback. That's really all you need. So I'm going to walk you through kind of my thought process here as far as what I'm thinking in this draft, and then you can kind of use this if you want to take notes. Go ahead. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. So let's go ahead and jump into it here. So first round, defensive lineman round. I'll be honest, like especially in Mud Draft, I don't think defensive linemen are really gonna matter. Now I will say this though, I want to at least have fast defensive ends. Preferably. If not, I'd probably put outside linebackers at the end if it's someone that's good at pass rushing. So what I'll probably end up doing in this case is I'll probably just take B to V. Really the only stat that kind of jumps out in this case is strength. Not sure how much that comes into play, but hey, if he could just clog up the middle, stop the run, then that's a W right there. So we'll take Vita Vea there. So next round, we got it's another defensive round. Now, I will say this, unlike with, when it comes to weekend league and whatnot, and even in regs, like I feel like linebackers are going to be very important. That's just my personal opinion, just because you're not going to be able to have 4, 5, 6 safeties to be able to sub in at linebacker, unless if you draft them, of course, but then that's going to take away from the rest of your defense. So just knowing that, looking here, Troy Reader, 85 speed. I know nowadays that sounds really slow, but you guys got to remember, we're playing Mud Draft. Not everyone's going to have 90 plus speed users. So he's probably the leading candidate here. We've got Dexter Lawrence, left end, but again, he's slow. He's more of a run stuffer, in my opinion. I don't know why they have him as a power rusher. And then Shaq Mason, right guard. I feel like if we needed a right guard, we're probably going to get a better one later on in the draft. So in this case, we'll go ahead and take Troy Reader. He could be a potential user. All right, so next round, this is probably what we would call a snap pick, honestly, although I'm not going to lie to you. Darius Phillips with 94 speed. But he's at corner, though. I thought he was a safety. I'm not going to lie to you. So, he's got nice speed, but other than that, his man and zone coverage are kind of booty. I'm not going to lie. At least with Darius Williams, he hits 90-90 and still has decent speed. So, This is what we call a snap pick in the community, where like if you know like exactly who you want just based off looking at the screen, you pick them. So we'll go ahead, go Darius Williams there. Fills in nicely at the CB1, at least for now. Next round we've got is a lineman round. Obviously, I feel like I shouldn't have to say too much. When it comes to the lineman round, you just want the best available. So in this case, we'll just take Brian Bulaga and just kind of keep it moving from there. Okay, so now we have a tight end round. So you guys do get guaranteed a tight end round. Looking through here, again, I feel like this is another snap pick. I feel like Mike Gesicki is definitely the move, especially considering the fact that he is 6'6", so he does have some height, and he actually has good speed too, and has higher catch. He has better traits in terms of not only is he able to hit the thresholds for short and medium route running. I'm not sure if it's different in Mud Draft, but I'd feel a lot better knowing that I have a tight end that could route run. Plus, his catch in traffic and catching are way better than Ebron, so I feel like that's not, I mean, it's not even a debate right now. We'll go ahead and take Gesicki in this draft, or in this round. So, secondary round. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit interesting. This is where you kind of have to ask yourself, would you rather have a solid safety in Von Bell or Xavier Howard? Because we're not considering Chuck Clark really in this point. I know for me, really when it comes to a user, the only thing I want is speed. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have all these stats, but chances are I'm going to be using the safety a lot. So I would rather have guys around me that are going to make my job a lot easier. So in this case, in this secondary round, I'm going to go ahead and take Xavier Howard and have just two bona fide options at corner and just go from there. So, okay, QB round. Interesting. Okay, so we've got Kirk Cousins, 95 overall, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Joe Burrow. Now we can. I mean, as much as I love me some Fitzy, I'm gonna go ahead and just X that option. We're not going with that. So that leaves us with Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow. Now, really, just looking through here, Kirk Cousins has slightly better passing stats, but I think having mobility at the quarterback position is important. So honestly, if it were up to me, I mean, really just looking here, I mean, throw power 94, Joe Burrow actually has higher throw power, short accuracy is the same, medium accuracy almost the same, deep accuracy, like, there's nothing here that really makes me think that this Kirk Cousins is going to be that much better than Joe Burrow. So for that reason, because he's got +8 speed, and he'll be able to get out the pocket, I'd say a little bit faster, obviously, than Kirk Cousins. We're going to go Joe Burrow, and he's going to go ahead and lead our offense here at this case. So I feel like that's a really good option in this case, considering what we could have gotten. So next round, we've got offensive lineman round, and then we've got Jadeveon Clowney. Now, it says we have Shaq Griffin at left outside linebacker. To be honest, like I don't think that would be a bad option as a user. I mean, Shaq Griffin's been a solid user for a number of years now. So, so what we could look to do is we could look to put Clowney at left outside linebacker, but his shedding is lower than I was expecting. Power move is nice. Finesse move is kind of cheeks. I'll be honest. I really don't know. I mean, part of me wants to pick Hudson because I don't want to have just a cheeks offensive line. But, Clowney is a nice pick. But I'm going to trust that we're going to get a better option at left outside linebacker. Give us give us somewhat of a pulse on the line. Give me a solid center. And we have a solid right tackle. So I know maybe this isn't the most popular pick, but I feel like having a good center might help in this case. So, and plus, I think, we'll probably get a better pass rusher than Clowney, honestly. So we'll go ahead, go Rodney Hudson, and keep it moving. So, safety round. I'll be honest, if there's one thing that I remember from previous, at least from last year, is that the safety rounds are horrible. I don't know why, especially, I think, and it's funny because I think it's specifically the strong safeties that are horrible. So, not going to go Malik Hooker there. No, Keanu Neal, no shot. 81 speed, no, that's unacceptable. That's not even usable. So, really, again, pretty much an easy pick right here. We're going to go with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and keep it moving. Next round, we've got a linebacker round here. So, we've got Kiko Alonso. speed is horrible, so that's the easy pass for me. We've got Jayon Brown, middle linebacker, 87 speed, and then we've got Bradley Chubb at right outside linebacker. Now, I'm not, now thinking about it, I kind of wish I would have taken Clowney, to be honest, because I don't really feel the need to have another user out there. Although it would be good if we ran 3-4, but I don't really see myself running too much 3-4. So just to give us something, and I know this is kind of a downgrade from that Clowney, but at least just to give us something out there, we'll go ahead and take Bradley Chubb. So this is kind of the give and take you have with Mud Draft, is that you don't know what you're going to get. And then as soon as I say that, of course, I pick a pass rusher, and next round we get the pass rusher rounds. So, or somewhat of a pass rusher round. So, it wasn't the worst thing, because Jerome Baker, who was actually a Mud Draft goon, or actually not Mud Draft, Madden Bowl goon last year, was really good. High speed. DeMarcus Ware, we already have a right outside linebacker. So, but the thing is, man, Chandler Jones is slow. Even though he has good stats, his speed is everything when it comes to this game. So, what you could do, and what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to pick DeMarcus Ware, and I'll flip either Chubb or Ware to the left side. That way we have two bona fide pass rushers out there that can go out and get after the quarterback. So we'll go ahead and go with him. Next round we've got Chase Young, one of my favorite guys from the theme team that I was running earlier, the Washington/Raiders. Decent, but this is one of his first cards, so I probably wouldn't go with that. Puna, my guy from the Seahawks, just a thick boy, thick run stuffer. But I feel like this is a pretty easy snap pick, so we'll go ahead, go Orlando Pace, and just looking from there, guys, our offensive line is looking pretty nice there. Now, I'm a little concerned because we don't have any receivers and no running back, so I'm hoping that starts to kind of open things up here in just a moment. Willie Snead, 87 speed. You're not going to run by much, so... And the thing is, we're getting a running back round, though, I'm pretty sure. So what I'll probably do is I'll pick Willie Snead for now, just to at least give us some insurance. Maybe a number 4 receiver that can kind of sub in whenever, if someone gets tired. I don't foresee him playing, but we already have a tight end. We don't need another one, and we're guaranteed a good running back round, I would imagine. So I don't think it would make much sense to really go anywhere besides Willie Snead. So we'll go with him. Next round, like I said before, wide receiver round. So, good that we knew that was coming. So, really here, I don't think I would go McCole Hardman, even though he's fast, but doesn't have the route running. I feel like this is a pretty easy pick. You could go with either one, T.Y. or Deontay Johnson, but looking at the stats, these look like these look like the same card, really. Now, I will say this, catch in traffic for Deontay Johnson is higher. So for that reason, I'll go with that, just because, T.Y., 89 is not bad, but I want a guy that that I can depend on a throw to. So, and he's only -1 speed, so not too much of a difference in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and go Deontay Johnson there. So now we have a bona fide number 1, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this running back round is kind of bad. So I'm hoping that we probably get a legend running back then, if possible. That would be, that'd be preferred. But in this case, I'll probably go with A.J. Dillon. And if anything, what I'll probably do is I'll put him at fullback, because that McCaffrey I don't think is usable in my opinion. We got a secondary round. Again, I feel like this is another snap pick, because we already have a strong safety. Chris Harris is just way too slow, so snap pick, Marcus Williams, free safety, and our secondary is looking really good on this team, I'll be honest. Lineman round here, I'm just going to take the highest available. We'll go with Zach Martin. Offensive line shaped up pretty nicely, actually. We get another wide receiver round. Now, you got to be careful, because there is a possibility that you can get a wide receiver in the legend. So, for those who don't know, at the very end of the draft, you get 1 defensive legend and 1 offensive legend round. So, take that with a grain of salt when it comes to building your team as well, because the last thing you want is to have a card or a guy that is not going to see much of your field, and that's what it looked like is going to happen with one of our receivers, most likely, unless if it's just a receiver I don't need, then okay, we're fine. So in this case, I'll probably go with MBS, because he does at least hit deep route running, so we could use him as a deep threat. Plus 92 speed, at least in Mutt Draft, is somewhat usable, I would say, so we'll go with him. keep it moving there. Defensive round, we've got Derwin, who could he could potentially be our user. Shaq Barrett, I don't feel like we need him because we have 2 pass rushers. And Brandon Graham, nothing about him really jumps out. And I'm probably going to just end up putting the outside linebackers at ends anyway. So it looks like we have our user here in Derwin James, which is definitely not a bad user to have, I'll be honest. So offensive, looks like is this our high offensive round here? Oh my gosh. So little underwhelming, I'll be honest with you guys, because Travis Kelce's good, but we don't need him. We don't need another tackle. So by default, that's gonna give us Allen Robinson, which is not the worst thing, but a little underwhelming considering this is like one of our last rounds. So we'll go with him. I mean, at least he's able to, you know, be a big body out there and to help out in, you know, over the middle and whatnot. Okay, so actually this is our offensive legend round. Much nicer, and I feel like this is an easy choice. We're gonna go with Ricky Williams. We already have a tight end. We already have 4 receivers, so Ricky fell in a good spot for us. That might have saved our draft, I'll be honest. So we'll go with Ricky. Defensive legend round. We got Carlos Rogers, but 89 speed though. That is super slow. So I feel like in this case, I mean, Cornelius Bennett, I'm not 84 speed, no shot that plays on my field. And then, so really, again, another snap pick. We'll pick Antrell Roll. And if anything, we could look to play him at safety and move our safeties down into the box. So that's what you got to know. Also, you can play those safeties still at linebacker if you're running like those nickel packages and whatnot. So I'll be honest, this is the first draft I've had in a minute, and to have an 88 overall. The offense is a little underwhelming, but defense is a little underwhelming, but the offense is looking pretty tough here. So let me know how I did. I mean, for those who have already been running Mud Draft, let me know like how your drafts have been looking, how it compares to mine. I feel like for not running Mud Draft in a hot minute, I would be pretty happy with this team. I'll be honest. Obviously I'd put Ware at right end probably. We have 3 bona fide corners that can help us try to lock up bunch and all the other OP passing formations. But yeah, and then obviously we have a good user here too in Derwin. Like I would feel good if this was like my single limb lineup. But obviously at the end of the day, it's about executing. I think that's the biggest thing. So that's going to go ahead, wrap up today's video. I'm glad to be back. I like I said, again, I do apologize for the lack of uploads. But we're back. I am going to be live streaming a lot of Mud Draft here within the next couple weeks. I won't be on Weekend League as much. Obviously, I sold off my team. And I'm not, I feel like really right now there's just no point, especially if I really want to lock in and try to, do well. I think I have to commit time to Mud Draft. So we're going to be doing a lot of Mud Draft streams. I don't foresee too many Weekend League streams unless if I do update my team at some point. Not sure when that's going to happen, but you guys will see a lot. Actually, you know what? What I'll try to do is I'll try to have a lineup update alongside with my Weekend League reward. So look for something on Thursday, hopefully, fingers crossed, if not by Friday at the latest. So if you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the return, number one, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. You guys showed a ton of love on the last couple videos, especially the defensive abilities. Y'all ate that, so I appreciate all the support from that. And if you guys are looking forward to more of this type of content, if you guys are looking forward to the streams, number one, consider subscribing to the channel. I do live stream on YouTube as well, but I also do like a multi-stream, so I do live stream on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/DreKnowsTV. Go ahead and check that out. And until the next one, guys, this is Dre Knows, and we're signing out. Peace.